welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Shinta Brown, and if you haven't subscribed, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the bell so you get a notification every time I post a new video. Ready? And today we are going to discuss how to keep a balance between personal life and social media. Let's get into it. Coming into YouTube, I realized that I was somebody who wanted to keep a private life. I'm not someone who is so open and out there, and I don't want everybody in my business. And this is a new profound behavior I picked up coming out of a past relationship and it being so public. I realized that, okay, I don't want my relationships public. I don't want everybody in my business. I don't even want people to know my real name. So I said to myself, coming and starting this YouTube page, I want to keep a balance between my personal life and my social media, because I find it to be very hard, very hard to be able to keep the balance in between those. Is social media going to overpower my personal life, or my personal life will overpower social media? How can I get that balance? So I figured out, and what I have been doing so far is, number one, let's start with my relationship. I want to keep my relationship private. Period. I learned the hard way. Again, as I stated in the beginning, I was in a relationship. It was so public. Everyone knew him, everyone knew me, and our relationship. And once we broke up, people feel like they are a part of our relationship. They feel like they have a say. They feel like they know us, or what's the word that I'm looking for? Like, they feel like they're basically in it, like it's their relationship and they have a say and they can tell you how to live your life, or they start to ask questions. And at that time, you may not be in a good mood. You may not be willing to talk about it. You may still be hurting from whatever situation that you're coming out of. And then having to deal with the public, it makes it worse. So I told myself after that relationship that I don't want to ever get into a relationship where I have to be so public about it that if I was coming out of it, it would scar me even more. People don't realize that we are all human beings, and just because you're a public person doesn't mean that you scar differently. So that was number one for me. Another thing I knew that I didn't want to do is just talk or get into too much about my personal life on here. I want to be open. I believe in being open. I believe in being transparent, especially on matters that can help other people. That's important for me to share. But certain things, I believe in setting boundaries. So number one is setting boundaries for yourself and your audience and your social media followers or whatever. Have that boundary there. And then number two, don't go against your boundaries. Once you set those boundaries, keep them. But have realistic boundaries. Have realistic goals that you know that you're not going to struggle with keeping that. I'm in a relationship. I've been in a relationship since 2018. The ending of 2018, 2019 again has been an awesome year. And no one on social media knows what my man looks like. The only people that know what my man looks like are people who are dear to me, or if they've seen us out somewhere. That's a different story. But to post him, no, I don't believe in doing that. And that doesn't mean that I'm out there thotting or I have a side bowl or I'm trying to no, I just believe in having privacy. Privacy is so important because it's a peace of mind. Like, no case, no face, no case. And I'm not saying that because, again, I'm doing something, but people will cook up things to ruin your relationship. People will have things to say. People will try to tell you or him something, or they just don't want to see you happy. So to avoid that, you get to know that person for yourself and not allow other people to have, something to say to help you get to know that person. I think that is so important. And with that, I was able to build a strong foundation with my love. And I know you guys are seeing a ring on my finger all of a sudden. Yeah, let's zoom in that. Just get that. I have recently done my traditional marriage. Am I going to show it on here? Once I get to 1,000 followers or subscribers, then we will see. I said to everyone, if everyone shares and subscribes to my YouTube, I will post something on my traditional marriage here for everyone to see. But anyway, let's get into setting boundaries, keeping those boundaries, right? I want to keep my boundary. I don't want him on my social media. I don't want him on my YouTube. I don't want that. So how can I show you guys and still set my boundaries? There are ways and means to doing that. There are ways to post your significant other without allowing people to see who they are. But they know they're there, right? And that's all that matters, period. You want to post to make your significant other feel like, okay, you're not hiding them from the world, or unless you guys are both on the same page, then that's great. And I know I'm talking about a relationship, but I'm just using that as an example. It can be other things. Your children. I will never post my kids on social media. They will be my heart, my everything that I prayed for. They are not coming on social media unless they're grown and want to get on there themselves. I will not post my child, but that is me. So again, that's another boundary that I have set for myself. I'm not posting my kids. I'm sorry. I'm not posting my husband or whatever. I'm not doing it. I've always told myself that, and I mean to keep it. Now, later on, if I decide to revisit the idea, that will be my choice. It wouldn't be because of pressure from society, period. So setting the boundaries, keeping your boundaries, and then what else do we want to do? Having flexibility is important, right? You want to be able to know your audience, what's going on, and be able to adjust. Again, for example, in the relationship, you're adjusting because you're showing maybe your arm or a meal with my boo or whatever, but nobody's seeing it. Or his hand. I've seen pictures where the girl is holding the guy's hand and they're like walking or doing something, but nobody can tell. That is making adjustments to satisfy people. Like me, I might make an adjustment to satisfy whoever wants to watch my traditional marriage on YouTube. I might do that once I hit 1,000 subscribers. But yeah, you want to be flexible. You want to have adjustments, but you also want to keep your boundaries. That's important. Do not go against your boundaries that you set. So you have to set, again, realistic boundaries. Social media, on that note, social media can be a hard place and it can be a great place. You can find a lot of people that have been in your situation to support you, but then sometimes it can be negative. You have a whole bunch of people saying nasty things and things like that. So you have to be strong for yourself. You have to be independent. You have to stand for something, because if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. And that is something that you don't want to do. So I believe in setting boundaries. I believe in keeping my personal life, but also being open enough to help someone else, because there are people that are going through things and you may have experienced it or have the knowledge. So why not share? There are ways for you to share and help someone without giving so much detail upon yourself or your life. That's all I'm going to say. But anyway, on that note, let's end it here today. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and comment below. Let me know what you think. Are you for the balance, or are you for social media, or are you for the personal life, period? Let me know what you think, and don't forget to comment below, subscribe, like, and hit that bell button. Bye, guys.